Yo, check it out, right? Check it out. So, I'm back to talk about how it feels to date the qualities or the modalities, however you choose to, identify it as. So, we're going to start with the cardinal, right? Because the cardinal sets things off. So, let's begin there and how it feels to date cardinal energy. So, for starters, it's exciting to begin things. You know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of inspiration from women when, especially when they take interest in what I do. So that builds confidence in a guy. You know what I'm saying? When a woman is actually impressed by what it is that you do and they bring it up in conversation, and a lot of the times they start the conversation that way. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell the difference between when someone's stroking my ego and when they genuinely admire the stuff that I do too. Luckily, you know what I'm saying? With enough practice and experience, people will blow smoke up your ass to try to get you to, you know what I'm saying, bend and wiggle their way, so to speak. But anyway, um, that type of inspiration is exciting. You know, at the same time, they become the biggest letdowns. They become the biggest disappointments, and it's like, and I wouldn't say it's deliberate. You know what I'm saying? It just that's the energy of cardinal energy. It's not meant to be long lasting. It's not meant to pile drive through like fixed energy does. It's not meant to be on the fringe of things like mutable energy is either. It comes in hard, fast, pause. But the sexual encounters are like that a lot too. So my good segue. It's like the sexual encounters are like fast, hard, short lived. Get it done. Yeah, okay, get off me, roll over, and we out. We part ways. We go back to doing what it is that we do. And when you're thinking long term, right, and you plan to stay around for a while, and you're thinking on those types of terms, to experience encounters and relationships in that type of fashion could make you feel like you're a whore. I'm just keeping it a bean, right? It could make you feel like you're a whore, or you just cheap, you know what I'm saying, or you're just a fling thing, you know what I'm saying. However, for me personally, right, I've learned that it actually fits my lifestyle. So I used to kid myself sometimes, like let's say I'll be really into a girl, right, to the point where I'm thinking I'm gonna get engaged again or something like that. You know what I mean? There's some weird way that some chick will pop up, usually with some mutable energy out of nowhere, like, and start asking about my dating life, and then, you know, or they may have heard something about me and this chick, and then the next thing you know, they like, that's not you, right? You're not like that, right? It won't ever work, right? I'ma still be on your mind type shit. And of course people will try to come and sabotage your life and this, that, and the third. But I've learned that even when I fought those gestures from other people, from external forces, I still ended up losing a relationship that I was so into or passionate about, And I'm not bitter about these things. They actually were great learning experiences for me, but to learn myself more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So for me, in general, relationships are great ways that people learn about themselves. See, the person that's mirroring back to us is actually mirroring for us to see ourselves. It's not really about them, because what you want wants you, right? So when you show up in the form and fashion that your your optimal self is going to be in the long run, you start seeing when things move more in your favor. Like, oh, I desired that. I wanted to fuck up for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And then you end up, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I know that sounds like, damn, dude. But so what? Y'all know how I get down. So look, but that's just an example. You know what I'm saying? So when it's like that, that's mirroring back to you that you have the opportunity and the skill set to manifest in a 3D plane. Relationships show you how to do that because you can't do it alone. You know, at the same time, a lot of that stuff is going to be done on your own, which brings me to another thing about dating cardinal energy. Like I said, the sexual encounters be long. I mean, not long, but fast and hard, quick, short lived. you move right, you split ways and stuff like that, and then moving like that through life, especially being an entrepreneur, it lets me know that I'm all alone in this game. I think us as humans, we forget that a lot because we're so constantly bombarded by life and how busy life can get and the relationships that we have. I would say extroverts more than introverts, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, could you picture life without people, right? It just wouldn't make sense. But when you think about life like in holographic terms, I'm gonna get to a hologram video soon enough too. You start realizing that this hologram, like you're the main character. It's like a first person game. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you, baby. It's all about you. So dependence on another, it just, when it comes to dating cardinal energy, it reminds you, it lets you know, like, yo, look, this is more about you than it is about me. Always remember that. You know what I'm saying? If you choose to forget that, us fucking real fast and hard and us and me leaving is gonna make you remember that you're alone, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, and don't you want to get it next time? Of course you do, and that's where desire comes from, right? So the cardinal signs that show you desire, especially Aries desire. You know what I'm saying? Those are the most looked upon angles in astrology, is where the cardinal signs are. So these is where things, you know how you could look at cardinal energy when you're dating it? You know how it feels like? It feels like the Price is Right wheel when you turn it. For those of you, I'm telling my age right now, but go look it up on Google or YouTube. I'm sure they got some old episodes going on, right? The Price is Right. So when you find it, you see, you grab the top of the wheel, you bring that motherfucker down, right? Shit starts spinning. But you only grab it once. It's a big fucking wheel. So we could look at the zodiac wheel of life like that. You know what I'm saying? And you turn that motherfucking wheel. Why? Because you gotta get shit started. You gotta get shit started. And this definitely comes in the financial area when you're dating as well, because you gotta get the moving. You know how like you balance a checkbook? Like, you gotta get to moving. Life is about balance. And I said this before, like, as much as I don't like to say that, because 7,000 rules over public at large and stuff like that, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. You understand what I'm saying? But I get it even more now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in order to understand the fourth dimension of life, you gotta understand this Price is Right wheel. Like, because once you start putting what you're creating inside of the fixed area of relationships, that's a vortex, B. That's a vortex. So what the fixed area does is it solidifies things, It's the true actual building and solidifying of things. So think of it like, so when you think of dating the fixed energy in astrology, it's like this. You know how cyclists, right? Like on the 10-speed bicycles, they get on there and they go and they race, right? What do? They hunker down, right? They hunker down and they just go for it, like, and that's ego. That's that Leo type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all fixed shit, because they're going from point A to point B. Nothing is going to get in their way. They're not looking left. They're not looking right. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They just pedaling. And that ego can become resistant in relationships because, well, first of all, I know I'm not really the best suited for that type of relationship. Maybe it's some type of fear of mine as well, or maybe it's just the cards that I'm dealt. You know what I'm saying? I personally think I operate better when I have some time alone to isolate and, get on my Pisces shit. I'm a mutable sign, you know what I'm saying? And a mutable ascendant at that. So it's like, go figure. So being in that fixed vortex, because once you put, because I know, like, dealing in business, right, I need structure. I need to build a structure to put all of these creative things in the fixed energy. It's like a vortex. It like sucks it in and pushes that shit once it gets in, because you already spent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So now this fixed vortex is going to take you from there to there. And when you're dealing in relationships like that, I could feel like smothered. You know what I'm saying? I could get suffocated in that shit. And it's not saying that I'm not going to love the person or care for the person and shit like that, but I'll care for them enough to leave them in some instances, or at least give them a break, or back up off of them. You see, some people, they don't like hearing that you need to break shit, or you have your apartment, I have my apartment, or you do your thing, I do my thing. Some chicks like, yo, I'm actually I'm friends with somebody online, right? I'm not dating them though, but I just want to use this as an example to kind of like explain this better. Like, so I'm friends with this chick online, and I watch a lot of her posts. It's like inevitable because she posts so much. You know what I mean? She's a Leo, a fixed sign. And you can tell how potentially toxic this woman is by all of this shit that she posts, ranging from her own organic thoughts to memes. Like, her selection of material to post shows vividly how this woman's mind operates. And it's like that, yo, if you think you going to call time out or some shit like that, or if you don't talk to me every day, see me every day, wonder where I'm at every day, then I don't even want it. She one of those types. You know what I'm saying? And I just be laughing at this shit like, yo, what the fuck? Like, because I can relate to those types of scenarios when when you were a teenager, you in your 20s and shit like that. I can't relate to that now. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it might be laughable a couple of times, a little cute and shit like that. Like, goddamn, like, because back then it felt like, oh, they really care for me. They really care for me. But really, it's emotional attachment. It's egotistic, and it's like fearful. Like, you're just afraid to lose that person to a degree to where it's like, how you spend time out of the day not thinking about me or chasing me, or doing something to find out where I'm at. Like, if you're not obsessed with me, how could you even love me? How could you even want me, type shit? And that shit is just not realistic. I hope somebody is gaining the gym from me saying this, because you may feel the same way that that Leo woman feels. However, there's probably going to come a time in your life where you realize that that's too toxic to actually have a functioning, healthy relationship, if that's what you're seeking. I don't know, maybe the thrill seekers out there, you want that all the time. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I experience that shit from time to time, even now, you know what I'm saying? But I just said that to give an example of how that fixed energy is when in relationships and dating and shit. It's like, yo, that's where the commitment comes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, because fixed energy is fixed, and it's self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? We in, motherfucker. This what we doing. You know what I'm saying? So when you a motherfucker like me, and you like to be on the fringe of things at all times, even when I'm focused, I'm on the fringe of things. I always check in with my antenna to see what the fuck is going on in the outer realms. You know what I'm saying? That's how I prosper. That's how I thrive. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I know fixed energies when I'm dating, it's not that they don't even like it, it's that they don't understand the shit. You know what I'm saying? Fixed energy in dating is not the best place to bring your deepest thoughts, your outer realm convictions, your open-mindedness. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's fixed. They're closed to that shit. If once you know those people and you know their mindset, and they like over 25, it's like, fucking forget about it. Like, what's the word? They're not malleable, I think is the word. Their brains are fucking fixed too. Like, they're stuck in their ways, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough when dating the fixed energy. And it's like this, right? Back to the bicycle analogy. It's like, yo, when you notice, like, when when you pedaling a bike, right, and you push one pedal forward, push it all the way down, that means that the other foot is all the way up, right? So you notice the bike pedal near the wheel and shit, it's like a fucking Libra scale, right? Think about this shit. So you push one foot down and then you coast, right? That's more like the cardinal energy. You push one foot down. But then you notice like all the weight is coming down on this side and all the other weight is propped up here. And sometimes relationships get like that. So once you feel that type of extremity in a relationship, like the 8th house extremity, you be like, oh shit. Especially when it gets fixed, the 8th house is fixed. So when one person in a relationship is holding all of that weight down and it's fixed like that, you're like, oh shit, how I'm going to come out on the other end? It's like balancing a checkbook when you're fully in the red and you got no profit, like, and you just can't get above water in no type of way. You really got to get to moving, right? So what happens? The fear kicks in, or the survival instincts, the motivation. You call it what you need to call it right now, right? But that's when they start hunkering down and you start pedaling like a fucking madman, right? And it's one leg after the other, one leg after the other, one leg after the other. That's how life is on the 3D plane. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. So I respect that about fixed energy in relationships. Don't get me wrong. You got to keep going. But the speed is egotistic. To hunker down and not look left and right. And I know some of y'all have a different perception than me. You'll say, look, you'll go to the Bible too. And this is one Bible verse don't sit well with me. The road is narrow, the path is narrow. Shit don't sit well with me, B. I chalk it up mainly to me being a Pisces. So that bicyclist will hunker down, not look left, not look right, go straight from A to B. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of individual that even if I was hunkered down and pedaling like a madman, I got eyes behind the back of my head anyway. So I'm going to feel if my significant other, my lover, hops off the back of this fucking bike and like goes and does something frivolous. You understand what I'm saying? Or out of fucking pocket. It's pretty much what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, right before I hit the finish line, somebody fucking sticks a fucking stick in between the spokes of my wheel or some shit, and I flip over and I don't even finish the fucking race type shit. You know what I'm saying? That was an analogy. That's not how this shit is gonna go. God willing. Right? But my point here is when you're dealing with that fixed energy and you get fearful to the point of you hunker down and all you see is straightforward, it's real egotistical. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I got a study in the process right now, a dissertation that I'm working on, and actually it's fucking finished. But that's for another time. It's a beautiful dissertation. And I actually break down how when the ego operates that way, they only see one way of doing things. This is my point. And a person like me who's on the fringe of things and I astral project, I fucking travel to different dimensions, I see shit that other people don't see, and I obtain that information and I absorb that as well, and I sift it out for how I gotta sift it out for it all to make sense. It's all information to me, valuable information to me, when to the next person it may not be. So if I'm steadily continuing pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, I'm gonna miss that information. It's kind of like relative to when celebrities, you hear some celebrities and they talk about how unfulfilled they are despite all of their accolades. It's like that, because them celebrities get worked so fucking hard to the bone that, first of all, creativity is their outlet. It's the only thing that makes them feel like them. But they turn it and put it into they put it into a structure, into that business box, into that vacuum. And the next thing you know, they look up 10, 15 years later, they don't even remember half of the shit. They done missed this many summers, that many softball games, that much time with the kids, and they're fucking wreck. They're a fucking train wreck. And now they like trying to get Botox fillers and trying to keep, like, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? Not to drag that part, but It could get like that. And I'm the type of person that I like to pedal the bike one time, like the cardinal energy, and let that motherfucking wheel spin. You know what I'm saying? Like the Price is Right wheel. Let that. It's kind of difficult to say Price is Right wheel. Say that shit mad fast 5 times. So yo, I like to see that motherfucker turn and let it cruise a little bit, right? Because you ever notice when you stand up on a bike and both pedals are even, that's cruise control, right? It's like balancing a checkbook. It's just like life. Sometimes life should be that way. But when we put pedal to the metal at all times, what's going to happen is people take advantage of you because they know you're going to go all the way up. Once you heat up to that type of level, especially in the United States of America, we're built on that type of energy. You know, America is a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So, what is it? The fourth house is Aries. Like, the angular points are actually at. Let me not even go into that because it's gonna distort this. But we're heavy on that is pretty much what I'm saying. So where we do things so big, and it happens so fast that the acceleration has people and companies alike bulldoze over things that become problems later on that need fixing, or it just brings the whole thing crumbling down. So it's like a company that, like Savage Fenty, for example, and I really don't like to use the big Pisces company as an example, but yo, I didn't even notice. Did you know this shit? Like, yo, I read a documentary, or watched a documentary the other day, when they said Savage Fenty is over, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I never knew this. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, Savage Fenty came and went, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought this shit is like the hottest shit on earth right now because a lot of my bitches be wearing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, what are you talking about? So I watched the documentary, and I'm like, oh shit. So make a long story short, big rollout, right? It wasn't the biggest, but it was a big rollout. Find out who the financial backers are. It's Louis Vuitton / you know, those names. The rich billionaire dude who got Moet, Hennessy, and Louis Vuitton. That's what I'm trying to say. And, you know, it's fucking Rihanna. I mean, big Pisces shit, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of it, they relied on her celebrity a lot, you know. The product, placement, price, and promotion wasn't all 100% or what it could have been, you know what I'm saying? And to the point where, you know, some mistakes were made. So the mistakes were pinpointed, and this is what I mean about when you pile drive through things. Because like in America, like I said, when you put things, you build that structure, and this is fixed energy in general, you put it in that vacuum, it's going to take off. So when you think about you got investors that big, think about the money that they're going to put into something like Savage Fenty, and then that shit, you know, the marketing dollars go out and everybody gets hit at one time by this shit. You like, oh shit, this is the biggest thing that since fucking whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then when you find out 4 or 5 years later the shit runs out of gas, you like, damn, how? And I'm not saying they bankrupt or anything, but I think they stopped selling stuff. Like either the website closed or something like that. Don't quote me on it exactly, but something to that effect. And I'm like, oh shit, I ain't know that until the other day. So that's how the relationships can be too, dealing with fixed energy. You know what I'm saying? I've been there, I've done that. Trust me, I crashed and I burned. So it's not like I'm just talking out my ass. I'm actually talking from experience too. Like, I've experienced that shit, you know what I mean? To where it's like, I like to pedal one pedal at a time, you know what I'm saying? Then eventually get to that Libra level of cruising. That's where you want to be. You want to be in that Libra level, like not even passing it, just be right there, you know what I mean? You won't learn a lot that way, but, you know, that, put it this way, that's not the safest way to be. I was going to say it's the safest way to be, but when you're in Libra, public at large, it can't be the safest place to be. You know what I'm saying? I would say teetering and tottering. So, you know, like stock markets go up and they crash. And it's like this, like I said, people will take advantage of you when you're dating in the fixed energy because you're going to be getting that money. You know what I'm saying? And then the takers are coming. In some type of form or fashion, they're coming. You want to donate this dollar when you go shopping, and then it turns into the church and go, hey brother, we noticed you on the TV. You gotta get closer to God. You know, the devil being all of that imagery in that entertainment industry, you know, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanna be in your pockets type shit. Somebody gonna get in there. Whether it's relatives, whether it's yo bitch, somebody gonna get in there. You know what I'm saying? So, and if not all of the above, kudos to you. It's gonna be the IRS. Where am I going with this? I diverted a little bit, right? But you get what I'm saying, right? Obviously, you could tell that the fixed energy in dating for me is a little bit, it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's uncomfortable. But fixed energy is necessary for manifesting in the 3D plane. It is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't deny that. And then for me, I would say my career takes precedence over the relationship when it comes to that, because I know I got to do that. Like, I just purchased a course online that deals with financial management and stuff like that, and I done been to college and stuff. I got degrees and all kind of shit, right? But it still can pay to learn something from someone who has experience. So they're teaching me about calendar building, which I also know about, but they're teaching me in a certain type of way, or part of the course anyway, to where it makes more sense. It's actually extended, more extensive than what I did when I created calendars. So now I came up with just a new way of creating calendars with a mixture between the way they've taught me and how I've been doing things. And I realized when you're dealing with fourth dimensional energy, which is time, by the way, I don't want to debate that, but in case you got something to say about that, you can get in the comment section, of course. But you gotta know it in order to you gotta know fixed energy in order to manifest in a 3D plane. It's like, yo, you could fantasize about being with someone, right? All you want till you're blue in the face. But it won't ever come into fruition until you take the action to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, what you want wants you. So, be careful when doing that, when manifesting that as well. Don't go take nothing from nobody is what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? I said, what you want wants you. So sometimes you don't know what the fuck you want. You understand? That probably don't make sense. It don't sound like it makes sense, but it do. So, you know, it's necessary energy. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it for that. I respect when people with fixed attitudes, fixed mentalities tell me what they tell me, and they're not changing their mind about it, because I'm still going off in the fringe, which brings me to mutable energy. You know what I mean? Because the mutable energy in relationships helps me to be in my element. That's my natural element. You know what I'm saying? That's my natural habitat. So this is where I have the interstellar conversations, be on the phone hours at a time, don't know what time it is, don't care how many hours went by. You only realize afterwards, like, yo, you know, we've been on the phone for 5 hours, 20 minutes, and 36 seconds. Like, oh shit, bitch. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Good times, though. Good times. Good conversation with you. Glad we could do this. Can't wait to do it again type shit. You know what I mean? Even though I know the next time we do it is probably going to be between a few days or a week span, but I'm cool with that, and they're cool with that, because it's mutable energy. You know what I'm saying? We need that space to dance around, bounce around, let some downloads come that derive from the conversation that we had and sets up things for the next conversation, because mutable energy is on the edge. It concludes things. It's the place where you isolate, where you reflect. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to do it with other people sometimes. You can isolate just the two of y'all and just kick it and be like, yo, it's a wild week, right? Wild month even. Yo, this, that, and the yo, last night I had a dream that was like, you try telling that to some fixed energy Capricorn type shit, even on the cardinal shit, or you try, you know what I mean? They're going to be like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, yo, order some food. I'm hungry. Like, they will just dismiss that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I need that mutable energy so I could be totally me, freely me, with an open mind, and not concerned with anybody's blockages. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit can block you when you don't have no immunity. See, all of these energies are necessary in life. But I've noticed from observations and conversations that a lot of people like to avoid one or even two of them. Because once people get set in their ways, it's difficult to change them or change their minds or change their ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, me and my partners, usually most of the time, we're only speaking to each other about these types of things, and the rest of the world doesn't necessarily know because of that. You know what I'm saying? And this is where you get the genius information from. If you ask me, when you're asking me, this is where the genius information comes. It comes in the dreams. It comes in the downloads. It comes on that Constantine shit. This is what I also got to deal with when dating the mutable energy, is talking in codes and parables and riddles and shit and languages that only we know. And you find out because something that your significant other, the person that you're dating, told you happens to come true like 2 weeks later. And they could have just been talking organically. You know what I'm saying? Not no intentional try to do something or try to create some harmful type of, just talking. And then you see that shit happen later and you're like, oh shit, yo, wait till I get back on the phone with this bro. This shit is fucking crazy. She gonna bug out. You know what I mean? And then that spiritual warfare comes about, the type of shit you can't talk to everybody about because they just not on that type of time. And like I said, everybody can't see the same thing. I think it's arranged that way. This shit is kind of rigged. You know what I'm saying? It's like NPCs. They can't see this shit that I see. And I'm not even saying that shit to brag, because just imagine you got to walk around believing that you know some crazy shit and got to be normal. It's normal for you is pretty much what I'm saying. And sometimes nobody is none the wiser until somebody starts a fucking conversation at the campfire and you just happen to know all the ghost stories, all of the fucking creepy, spooky, taboo shit. So that's what I love about dating the mutable energy, of course. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get stuck there either, because we're playing the game on a third dimensional plane. So you can't stay fourth dimension, fifth dimension. You got to come back. It's like having a banging ass dream that you don't want to wake up from. And then you wake up and you to a fucking alarm clock and you got to go to the plantation and do the Matrix shit. You know what I'm saying? It's bugged out, yo. It's bugged out. But it's necessary as well, because it brings solutions. It brings, the mutable energy brings a lot of solutions. Even for people, like you got people behind the scenes that consult. I'm being one of them. And, you know, this has been going on for years, man. Years. Counsel for this, counsel for that, counsels for this, counsels for that. This has been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the limelight, probably couldn't even get the limelight because of their position in life anyway, you know? But these people are responsible for major decisions in the world. So this is where a lot of the major decisions take place in my relationships when I'm dating, is when I'm isolated or when I'm having these deep conversations. Because I'm just like, yo, we got to come to a solution. If we get into a quarrel or something, it's usually some fixed energy. Or it could be definitely some cardinal energy, right? You want to be starting something, right? You know, start some shit, all right. But it's going to get finished in the mutable energy. Like, yo, all right, so what we doing now? We said all that to say what? To say this, conclude it, all right. And it's not the end. It's getting right back to it. So people think of time as linear. So if you think about fixed energy and dating too, people think of time as linear. I ain't got all this time to be playing with you, boy, bye, and all this shit, because I know where I'm going in life. You don't know. You fucking space-headed and this, that, and the third. You're a fucking alien. You don't know what you want. You change your mind a lot. Listen, a lot of power in changing your mind with manifestation as well. Because when you get too fixed and set in a way, you can't see what's coming. You can't see the outside threats. Or you be so oblivious, not oblivious, you just think it can't happen because you so fixed and determined and egotistical. You like, I'm the biggest of the biggest. Nobody's stopping my shit. I just made $2 million in sales or whatever the fuck it is, right? you don't know the tower moment is coming, baby. It happens all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Happens all of the time. You hear the stock market crash, the motherfucking financiers and the Fed, they been knew something was coming. They just ignored it for as long as they possibly could because they wanted to. It's like I did another study on American business, right? And it's like our indulgence level as a nation is what causes our stock market crashes because we'll get real productive and build a whole lot of shit real fast. Like I said, that's the way we are, right? As a culture. And what happens is we get mad money when we do it. So what happens then is we hire mad more people, or we just start tricking, pretty much. We start tricking, and then the next thing you know, Amazon is cutting 10,000 employees. Go home. Go home. Because no one wanted to realize that these things come in waves. There's going to come tough times. You do not have it all figured out. But while the good times are rolling, let's play ping pong type shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, the mutable energy is going to help see past that, see around that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to drag this too long. I think I'm going to leave y'all right there. If I come up with any more exclusive stuff that I feel should be added onto this, I'll make another video. Or we could just get in the comment section and extend this conversation. All right, y'all, I'm out.